Yo, today I'm reading Reddit stories. The kind that make you go,
But what the hell?
and I can't stop until I make a cake in Minecraft. The catch is, I'm absolute trash at this game. Well, I mean, average at least. That's the video. That's the whole thing. Could be 20 minutes, could be 2 hours. Nobody knows. I don't know. Well, let's just get straight into it. Okay, nice. Am I the asshole for not telling my parents that the event they were missing was my wedding? So I have a younger brother, Mike. He is the definition of a man-child and a mama's boy, always complaining, always expecting others to bow to him. Just overall, an asshole. Ever since he was born, my parents fussed over him for everything. He's not special needs, or had a traumatic birth or anything of the sort. He was just born. And my parents completely discarded me, my mum especially. She went from a loving mother to one of those boy mums that people make fun of on the internet. My father still showed me love and support, but he's always been too much of a coward to stand up to my mother and let me win at least once. The only one who stood for me was my grandpa, who always called my parents out on their bullshit, and never liked my brother. I remind him of his late wife, my grandma, and we have a very special bond. But he lives on the other side of the country, and I could never see him often. Mike knows our mum prefers him, and loves to shove it in my face. Because of this and his behaviour, we've always been at odds. He's spoiled, a brat, and an awful person. I can't remember how many times I end up in trouble for things I did better than him, or for the things he framed me with. His only talents are his football skills. He won a scholarship to a nice college out of my state. My parents didn't spend a dime on my education because apparently my fund had been used to cover expenses after a fire, just for me to discover years later that said money were given to Mike to buy a car and a house. It's at public university that I met Lucas. He was the first person that I was really drawn to there. Of course I met new people who are now my dearest friends, and thanks to them and Lucas, who was my best friend for years before we got there, I managed to move out of my parents' house. Now both Lucas and I are well known in our fields and have very good salaries. Now to the main issue. Lucas proposed to me a year ago. We're very private people, so we didn't post it on social media or anything. And when I told my parents, they dismissed it with a, "That's nice." I'm starting to think they downright didn't listen to me at all. We decided that we wanted a nice but simple ceremony and reception with our friends and relatives. Lucas convinced me to invite my parents and brother, but they never responded to the invite. And whenever I went to visit and began to talk about my wedding, without mentioning it was a wedding, my mum would always speak over me about my brother's accomplishments and wild adventures. At one point, I got fed up with it and interrupted my mum to tell her that there was an event I was planning to organize, whose date was unmovable. She told me that they couldn't attend, because my brother was playing the last game of the season that very day and wanted them to be there. Of course, his favoritism didn't surprise me. They missed my ballets, shows, and both my high school and university graduation for things about him. At this point, I wanted to be petty. I told both my parents that it wasn't a problem to miss this event, purposely omitted the fact that this event was my wedding, and didn't assist further. Flash forward to a few weeks ago. I got married. It was perfect. My family, Lucas's family, and our friends were all there, and we had a blast. My grandpa was happy to give me away, and it was just perfect. My relatives asked me multiple times why my parents weren't there with us. I was honest and simply said they had my brother's game to attend, and couldn't come. And my grandpa was visibly angry for a while, but otherwise nothing strange happened. After the reception, Lucas and I left for our honeymoon, and were phone free for the whole duration of the trip. But once we got back, we discovered that a shitstorm was welcoming us home. I turned my phone on, and was unable to even unlock it before a storm of notifications popped up. Most of them were from my mother and my brother. Mike called me all sorts of nasty names, and insulted me because apparently one of my paternal aunts posted the photo of the wedding on Facebook, and captioned it with a very obvious dig at my parents, especially my mum, for missing the wedding. The post apparently went viral in my parents' community, and they've been publicly shamed for their mistreatment of me. It also turns out that my grandpa personally visited my parents to go on a tirade to shame my father, his son, to the point of tears. And this seemed to be my father's breaking point, because he was so distraught for missing his only daughter's wedding and for his father's disapproval, that he finally rebelled against my mum and is threatening divorce unless she makes it up to me. I think that's the reason why my mum has been spamming my phone with messages. At first insulting and threatening, and then downright pitiful, full of begging and pity parties. Now I'm at home with my husband, deciding how to approach the situation. Most of my relatives, even those I didn't invite to the wedding, reached out to apologize for what I went through and to claim they had no idea this was happening at home. But my mum's sisters and friends are belittling me for not telling my mum about the wedding, because now she's inconsolable at the thought of having missed my wedding. Personally, I think she just claims that to save face, but I'm not sure. The latest messages from my father and mother seem extremely saddened and hurt for missing my wedding. Now my family is divided on 3 fronts. The majority who's just sticking by my side, my maternal aunt shaming me for hurting my mum's feelings, and my maternal grandparents who are adamant that I forgive my mum in the light of her atonement. My best friends are telling me not to listen to them. So Reddit, am I the asshole? In my opinion, she's not the asshole. No matter the circumstance, you shouldn't be missing your child's wedding, their most special day for anything. I mean, unless you're like dying or something. I can't lie though, the mum's a bitch. The dad's a cunt, the brother is just a straight narcissist. I mean, at least the dad clutched up in the end. It took some time, but he finally got her titty out of his mouth. Fuck me. Good thing she got married without them there. Because yeah, it is her mum, dad, brother, but they were just never there for her. Unlike her grandpa. Real MVP. Take that MVP trophy off SGA, bro. Like, I mean, doesn't fucking deserve it. It's better off with granddaddy. Jokic should have won, but I'm not gonna get into that one right now. Okay, I'm just gonna cut the bullshit and go on to the next. Okay, this story is a short one. Am I the asshole for telling my wife my mother is correct and she needs to be a parent today, and she fucked it up? I am waiting in the airport and I need to know if I fucked up or not. This week, my daughter, she is in middle school, lost a classmate. My daughter has not taken it well, and overall, this is her first experience of someone she knows dying. The whole class was excused from school today, and the funeral is happening right now. I unfortunately could not be there. I tried, but my PTO was denied, and we cannot close this job. I flew out Wednesday night, and I am coming back now. Our daughter is a mess. She was friends with the girl that passed away. The plan was for my wife, she is unemployed at the moment, to take her to the funeral and just be there. My wife is more spiritual than the average person and hates all things with the dead. Funerals, viewing, and so on. This one is only a mass funeral, no viewing. She believes in ghosts and will avoid funeral like the plague. We discussed it on Wednesday and she said she would take our kid and then go to the gravesite. I got a call from my daughter sobbing that she wasn't going to the funeral. My wife was refusing to take her. When I got her to answer my call, she told me she can't do it and she is scared to go. I called up my mum and asked her to pick up my daughter and take her to the funeral. My mum left work and took her. They are there now. I got a call from my wife after with her crying because my mum tore her a new one. The gist was my mum called her a bad parent and that it is so fucked up she couldn't take our kid to the funeral of a classmate. She wants me to make my mum apologize and I told her my mum was right. That this was something that our daughter needed and she fucked up. That she wasn't acting like a parent because of her fear of the dead. All she needed to do was stay through mass. We got into a huge phone call argument and she is calling me a huge dick. My mum is apparently getting texts also. And I told her not to let our daughter know that we are fighting and if she could look after her for the day. She agreed. Okay, is he the asshole? There's no way anybody thinks this guy's an asshole. How's a grown-ass woman scared of ghosts? Ooh, superstitious bitch. Anyways, when you become a parent, that's your new role. You have to put your fears aside so that your child can experience normal life experiences, especially death. I mean, death is so important since everybody dies. The poor daughter was friends with this girl, and she couldn't even go to mourn her friend's death because ghosts. Like, the fuck? Luckily, Super Nan pulled through and took her to the funeral. Honestly, I reckon Super Nan had every right to call the wife a bad parent, because I mean, she is one. W's for Nan. Okay, let's just get into the next story. Am I the asshole for secretly buying extra food for my niece because her brothers eat everything first? My brother's family has been staying with me and my wife for around 6 months while they save money after moving from another state. It's been okay and we get along pretty well. They have 3 kids, 2 boys and 1 girl. The boys are both athletes, track and basketball, and they eat a ton. They're teenagers and constantly hungry. Whenever food is made, they usually go back for multiple servings and they demolish snacks really quickly. Something that I started noticing though. That was their daughter, who I believed is 14, would regularly complain that there was barely anything left for her by the time she got to it. I also noticed my brother and his wife usually gave the boys noticeably bigger portions during their meals. I figured it was just maybe because the boys are bigger and more active, but I eventually asked my brother about it because it seemed kinda excessive. He told me the boys need the calories because they're athletes and are still growing, while his daughter doesn't really do sports and sits around most of the days. He also said he doesn't want her getting overweight, as she isn't physically active much outside of normal school activities. I found what my brother said to be very strange, maybe even emotionally damaging to their daughter, with the way they handle food. So after that happened, I started buying some extra snacks and drinks and keeping them in the main part of the house. The family mostly stays in the guest area of the house that has its own kitchen. I quietly told my niece she could help herself whenever she wanted, so she wouldn't feel like she had to compete with her brothers for food. My brother found out about this and completely lost it. He accused me of making him look like some terrible parent who was starving his daughter. He said she already gets 3 large meals a day that his wife cooks, and that they do buy her snacks, but she doesn't need to pick out on them. He also said if I was going to buy some extra food for one of his kids, I should be letting the boys have access to it too. I told him the entire reason I did it was because the boys already eat most of everything in the house, and his daughter was the only one consistently being left out. Am I the asshole? I'm not really sure if I should have gotten involved. To be honest, I think there needs to be more context. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but the dad's right in a way. The boys would need bigger portion sizes since they are teenagers and athletes, and assuming they are bigger and taller than the girl. I did see some comments saying that it was sexist, but anyone who knows about calorie intake knows that on average, men do need more calories than women. Don't argue with me, argue with biology. Fuck! Wait, let me log in right now, what the fuck? Can't lie, I think I just shit myself. Again, it's gonna make me want to kill myself. Oh my god. Fuck! What the fuck is this, bro? This game really be doing anything for me to die. Leave me alone, bro. Fuck. A whole fucking family. One cow is all I need. One cow. Genuinely, what are the odds that shit happens again to me? This video is not gonna end at this point if I'm just gonna die. Or hopefully not, at least. Oh shit, oh shit. As I was saying, don't argue with me, argue with biology. It just depends how much the girl is eating, to be honest. I understand the dad for not wanting his daughter to be unhealthy, but assuming she doesn't get much food, it is equally unhealthy to let your daughter borderline starve. I don't think the OP is an asshole whatsoever, but I can't determine if the dad is or not without more context. Let me know if you think the dad is an asshole or not in the comments. Okay, swiftly moving on. Would I be the asshole for serving off-brand Diet Coke at a party? My girlfriend and I are hosting a Memorial Day potluck tomorrow. We're expecting probably 40 to 60 people. It's bring your own bev, but we're providing mixes. Between non-drinkers and people making mixed drinks, we expect to go through a lot of soda. A while back, we wound up with a 12-pack of Aldi brand Diet Coke from an Instacart order when they were out of normal Diet Coke. We also have a couple of 2-liter bottles and some normal cans of on-brand Diet Coke. For context, my girlfriend is a Diet Coke fiend and drinks at least 2 cans daily. As a result, our house is well stocked with Diet Coke. I'm not a big soda drinker, so I almost never have any, especially not at home. She is adamant that we should not serve the off-brand stuff to guests, as it's tacky and inconsiderable. Some people are really passionate about Diet Coke, and when hosting an event, we want our guests to have the best. I agree with not wanting to serve something subpar to our guests, but given that she hasn't even tried the Aldi brand, I don't think it makes sense to assume that it's inferior. I haven't tried it either. Given that I barely drink soda, she thinks we should just throw it out, but I think that would be wasteful. After some back and forth, she seems open to the idea of putting out the brand name Diet Coke first, and then putting out the off-brand if we run out. I think it makes more sense to put out both from the start, so that people who care about brand name can have it, and those who don't care can have the off-brand. She still thinks that would be cheap and would look bad. I think she's being a bit of a snob. And that she should give our friends some credit. Most of them are down to earth and not especially judgmental. We've been together for over 8 years. I can count on one hand the number of arguments we've had in that time. This is far and away the stupidest. Please help us resolve it. Reddit, would we be the assholes if we served off-brand Diet Coke at our party? My opinion, no, you wouldn't be. It's not that fucking deep. I mean, guess getting free drinks, it shouldn't matter. I mean, by the sounds of it, this is based in Australia since, I heard Ali, meaning I wouldn't be surprised if people got shit-faced. Plus, you already got branded Coke, so uptight cunts can be happy with that. The end. Okay, I just found this story. I have to read it to you, like, what the actual fuck am I looking at? Okay, well, it starts with cute females of Reddit. What is the craziest story of your sex life that I can masturbate to? This person replies with, I was playing League of Legends when a hot girl came by looking for a dog. Turns out she was also into video games, Reddit, and masturbating. So we hung out and I told her secrets and then we had sex and a roommate walked in on us, but we kept fucking. Then she joined in and had a threesome all night. By the morning I had sex 15 times. But they still wanted more, so I put my cock in their bums and went to town. And we do dirty deeds all summer long. The end. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I mean, I just came across this. I thought I had to read it out to someone, because fuck me. The fuck did I just read? Okay, I'm just gonna move on. By the way, before we move on, actually, how the fuck can someone last 15 times during sex? How can your pee still work? Nah, never mind. Would I be the asshole for saying I don't want an adult man going to the movies with my teenage son and his friends? My son, John, is 15. He and his friends are really into the backrooms. If you're not a teenager and you don't know what it is, it's like spooky YouTube videos based on liminal pictures or something. A movie is coming out. The day the ticket went on sale, my son immediately bought a bunch for him and his friend group. He obviously told me about it because A, he is excited, and B, he will need a ride, lol. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Shut your fucking mouth! Sorry, but other than that, he bought the tickets with his own money and is planning it himself. Recently, I was stopped after school by the mother of one of the friends, another 15-year-old boy we will call Bob. I don't know Bob or his parents that well. Bob seems lovely whenever I have interacted with him, and the few interactions I've had with his mum have been odd. This was no exception. She told me the reason Bob had not RSVP'd yet, I don't even know this well, is because she wanted to know more about the movie. Personally, I would have Googled, but I told her what I knew, that I understood it to be kind of thriller/spooky, not like a slasher movie or anything. She tells me that Bob has never seen a horror movie before, and she is unsure if she wants to send him. Okay. Then she asks about what time the movie is, when to get there, etc. Etc? ETC, fuck yous. Anyways, I told her honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. She will have to ask John. He is the one planning it. I feel like she was looking at me like I had 4 heads, but maybe I was imagining. Then she told me a story about how she was scared by a horror movie as a kid and still has lingering issues about it. I wasn't sure what to say. She concludes by telling me she still needs to think about it, which is fine, but then says, if she does let Bob go, her husband will go too and sit in the row behind the boys. I kinda nodded along because I needed to leave, but I've not been able to bring myself to tell my son this information. Am I realizing it's because it's weird? I feel like it's weird for an adult to sit behind a bunch of high school kids at a movie. My son paid like $80 for these tickets, which is a lot in kid money. And while he and his friends are really good kids, I'm sure they want to be able to yell, "Oh shit!" when a monster jumps out. Or whatever else 15-year-old boys say when their parents aren't around. Would I be the asshole if I reached out to the mum and told her I wasn't comfortable with that arrangement? I will feel bad if that means Bob can't go out, but that's weird, right? To be honest, depends how chill Bob's dad is, really. I mean, we all have that one dude's dad in the friend group where he's an actual sick cunt. I just reckon you're overthinking it. You should just talk to your son about it. If Bob's dad is a dry cunt, then yeah, 100% in the right for thinking like that. Oh yeah, I don't know about you lot, but I'm definitely gonna go watch the Backrooms when it comes out. My friend group has already got plans to go see it this weekend. I'll give my honest review next video when I post. Stay tuned. Am I the asshole for not going on my girlfriend's birthday trip? I've been dating my girlfriend for a little under 2 years and her birthday is in a couple of weeks. She's turning the big 30, so she's very excited about it. We both work at an airport, so we get free flight benefits. My girlfriend decided she wanted to go to Hawaii for her birthday because she's never been. She made a group chat and invited all her aviation friends and their spouses/partners, who also get free flights. She invited around 8 people, including myself, and every person said yes to the invite. She got a huge Airbnb with enough space for everyone. The problem is, the day she booked it is during my niece's birthday bash. My girlfriend's birthday coincides with my niece, and last year I wasn't able to celebrate my girlfriend's birthday because I went to my niece's. We are in an LDR for context, so I have to drive/fly to see my girlfriend. I was in my hometown, and since my niece was turning 4 and going into her first year of school, I wanted to celebrate with my family. My niece's birthday is June 9th. My girlfriend's is on June 10th. She booked the trip June 8th to the 12th. My parents are throwing my niece a huge party on the 9th. The thing is, I can't do both. I would if I could, but if I left June 10th, I would spend all day flying to Hawaii and only be there for one day. I'd be jet lagged, so it doesn't really make sense for me to do that. I also want to help my parents with my niece's party, and I'm in charge of getting cake, some decor, etc. My girlfriend seemed upset when I told her and said, "Look, it sucks you missed my birthday last year, but I understood. This year isn't just a birthday trip, it's a couple's trip too, and I thought it would be nice for us to travel together. I know your niece's birthday crosses with mine, but these were the only dates all my friends could get off from work. Is there any way you and I can celebrate your niece's birthday a different day with her? We can take her out somewhere fun." I told her while that was a sweet gesture, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm super close with my niece. I've babysat her almost every weekend, and I spend so much time with her. It'll break her heart if she knows I missed her party. She's been asking me if I'm coming to her almost every time I see her. My girlfriend then went into a spiel that I prioritize my family over her and that I've done this on several occasions. She said she's starting to worry about her future with me. That really offended me because she knows how much I love my family, and I don't think there's anything wrong with making family a priority, especially since my girlfriend and I aren't even married. I told my girlfriend I will make it up to her when she comes back. I'll take her to her favorite restaurant, and I already purchased her the purse she's been wanting. Am I the asshole for not going to my girlfriend's birthday trip? You're not the asshole. You're a
certified Gomez.
dude. 1. It's your girlfriend's 30th. 2. You already missed her last birthday. 3. Listen to your girlfriend. You can always make it up to your niece. Your girlfriend has got a planned trip to Hawaii. That's not easy to be able to do again. Whereas your niece, take her on a day out like how your girlfriend said. She deserves much better. Anyways, that's it. We're done. Next video, I'm reading Reddit stories until I can beat a Black Ops 3 zombies Easter egg. And there we go. Cake. That's it. Bye.